Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another ActionFigureTheory.com video review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the much anticipated Hot Toys Avengers Hulk 1/6 scale figure. Now, if you've been collecting the Hot Toys Avengers figures like I have, then you know that this guy has been long awaited. He's seen his delays, but he's finally here and he's ready for a review. So let's take a look at him. Now first things first, let's take a look at the Hulk's packaging. He comes in an enormous box, but that's because the figure is absolutely enormous too. But it does follow the same theme as the rest of the Hot Toys Avengers figures. But first of all, I want to show you just how enormous the Hot Toys Hulk box really is. Here he is next to a standard 12-inch figure box. And you can see just the enormous size of this thing. But anyways, let's take a look at the box. He's got the standard image of the Hulk on the front, the Avengers logo along the side with silver, and the Hot Toys movie masterpiece logo along the bottom. If we turn the packaging over, you can see a gamma radiation symbol, and that's about it. Flip it on the back, you got the warning, do not choke on your awesome Hot Toys Hulk figure. And then you also got the image carried around to the other side along with the gamma radiation. And then the top of the box features the Hulk in purple. And then if you pop the box open, you'll be greeted with the credits of who went into making the figure. You can see them all right there. And then inside is just a styrofoam tray, and it holds the Hulk, and then it's covered in plastic. And that's it. Let's get him out of here and let's show you the Hot Toys Hulk. Now here we have the Hot Toys Hulk outside of the packaging. Let's take a look at his sculpt. Originally, when I first pre-ordered the Hulk, I had pretty high expectations for the Hulk. I was expecting him to be the figure of the year, and well, let's just take a look at him and see if he holds up to that standard. The sculpt that Hot Toys gave Hulk is pretty close to perfect. I mean, the expression that they have on his face is absolutely phenomenal. The hair sculpt is sculpted in like a wild appearance, and it's like hard, it's almost like a resin, and his teeth are one of my favorite parts on the head sculpt. It's like scary real. You think he's gonna just like bite your face off. And the texture on his body is just absolutely incredible. Like you can see here, he's got texture for his chest hair, and then he's also got a skin texture. You can't really see it so well on the camera, but there's like skin texture all over the place and little bumps. And then he's also got elbow texture, like where you actually have that on your elbows too. I don't know if you'd notice that, but so real, so awesome. He's got fingernails. I think those were actually done really well too. You can actually run your finger up there and you can actually catch your finger on his fingernails. And it's just incredible. The paint on the fingers, it's like there's like dirt and everything on his fingernails all stuck in there. One thing I really like about the paint too is that the green is not, it's just a straight green like any other cheap non-Hot Toys company would have done. It's like mixed in with little dots and specks of multiple colors, brown even, and it just makes him look so real. And then you can also see down here on his pants, you can actually take his pants off. There's a little snap right here, and then you can unvelcro his pants, and he's actually wearing black spandex He must have put those on before he transformed into the Hulk. Because I don't know how they would get those on him now, but you know how that works. And anyways, it's further down, so you can see that awesome vein, just incredible. And you can also see he has little leg hairs painted on there, and that is just so amazing. And he also has veins on his feet and toenails, dirt in his toenails. Absolutely awesome. And then the bottom of his feet, you can see they're really flat and perfect for putting on a shelf. He's not going to fall over. He doesn't come with a stand, so it's good that he has really flat feet, so you'll be able to get him to stand up without a problem. One kind of complaint, I guess you could say, that I had about the paint on this figure was that the chest hairs aren't really like finely painted. It just kind of looks like they took a big fat brush and just kind of went over them. Because there's some little sculpted hairs that are green, and then some spots that are painted black where there's really not a hair that's sculpted on there. So that's my only really gripe about the paint on the figure. Otherwise, Hot Toys plus paint equals 100% perfect, you know. And other than that, the paint is perfect. The skin tone is absolutely incredible. And the sculpt is beyond what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting just a rubbery figure, and we got way more than that. But let's take a look at his articulation. And so he's got a head that can go left and right. I don't want to go too far because you can kind of see his rubber neck is pulling on there. But you can go up and down, up really far and down even pretty far. So he's got good neck movement. No complaints there. And then he's got good shoulder movement. They can go all the way around. You can go up that far. And they actually are ratchet joints because the figure's so big. It needs to support that extra weight. So he's got good movement. One thing people were complaining about is the arms. You can kind of see if you pull it down, you got a big gap in there, but it's easily fixable by just sliding his arm up. And you can see no more gap. So shoulders are fully functionable, great. And then the elbow joint is hidden completely, but it's also a ratchet joint, and you can get it to about 90 degrees. And it has it folds his arm over. I don't know if I'd want to leave that stuck in that position for very long, but his arms do move, and that joint's there if you do want it. And then he's got wrist articulation. It's a ball joint, and the more you move it, the looser it gets. It was really tight and it was just a swivel at first, but now you can actually get like full normal wrist movement out of his wrist. And then he's got a waist swivel. Go forwards, backwards, left and right. Then he's got hips, ratchet hips. They got really good movement in them. For being the Hulk, humongous bulky figure, he's got decent movement. You can see here. Then you can move his knees to close to 90, but not quite, I guess. And then he's got pivot ankles. The more you move these, the more they'll pivot too. At first you couldn't really move them at all because the joints come really tight on the ankles and the wrist. But the more you move them, the more you'll see that he's got great articulation. And then also, if you use the open palms, you'll have articulated fingers, and you can put them in different poses, point at you, do whatever, you know, flip them off. You know, Hulk gets angry and stuff like that, so do what you want with them. So for accessories, the Hulk doesn't really come with anything much. He just comes with an extra, well, 2 sets of hands, 2 closed fists for the left and the right, and then 2 open posable hands. To remove the hands, you just pull them off and pop on and pop off. Really works really nice, really easy, and it would have been nice to have some accessories, especially at the $300 price point, but I'm really not complaining because this is an amazing 18-inch figure. Originally supposed to be only 16 inches, and now it's 18 inches, almost 19 inches. And here's a quick comparison shot with a normal 12-inch figure, the Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 7. The final thing that I wanted to show you on the Hot Toys Hulk is the parallel eyeball rolling system. And you can't really see it. Can you see it? No, you can't. So then you just pop his head off like that, and it removes his hair, and it reveals this funky system. And you can move the 2 sticks around, and it positions his eyes in some crazy positions, giving you some really nice facial expressions. I don't know, you can play around with it however you want. I don't really like using it on the Hulk. I think it's kind of a pointless little gimmick to squeeze out the $300, and I think it's not needed on the Hulk. It's kind of hard to even see his eyes in that deep sculpt, so I think it was just a cheap way for Hot Toys to justify the $300 price tag. So there you have it. There's my video review of the Hot Toys Hulk 1/6 scale figure from the Avengers movie. And the verdict on this figure is a must-have, especially if you're a fan of Hot Toys. Even if you really aren't a fan of the Avengers movie, you can get the figure all by itself without even completing the Avengers line, and you'll be completely satisfied. I mean, come on, it's the Hulk. Seriously. It really would have been nice for him to come with some extra accessories. I mean, Hulk needs some stuff to smash, maybe a street lamp or a street sign or some pieces of concrete brick or something for him to smash. But I don't know, $300. He does seem a little pricey, but it's the Hulk again, and he's 18 inches tall and something that's never been engineered before. So I think the purse is definitely something that could have been done away with, and accessories could have been replaced. And you really do have to consider how big the figure is compared to other 1/6 scale figures. Hands down, completely worth it. If you're interested in buying this figure, you can buy them at the links in the description. Subscribe to this channel, and until next time.